the background is black and I'm wearing a black shirt and it's probably not helping at all, so it looks like I have no body. But today I will be bringing to you guys something that I've been wanting to do for a while now. I took a while to kind of step back from like exaggerated looks or just colorful looks in general, but you know what, I feel like it's just something that I'm really into, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and bring for you guys today. I will be using the Kat Von D Saint Sinner palette once more. Has the names on the back. So for primer, I will be going back to oldie but goodie. I have a while that I haven't used this product anymore, only because I got used to using, I would use the MAC Pro Longwear or the MAC Select Cover Up as a primer, but I'm gonna go back to it only because, I don't know, I just have it there, so I was like, you know what, might as well. This is still the old packaging. I know they revamped the packaging a bit. I believe it has like I believe now it has probably like a little wand that you could go ahead and take out the product. But this is Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. So I'm just going to go ahead and directly go in and apply that to my eyelids. And I'm only applying a pea size because you don't really need too much. As you can see, a little bit of it goes a long way. So I will be applying this with my finger, but I will set it right after. So I'm just using like a little patting motion on my eye to apply this. I'll be setting this primer with a Morphe E20 brush and the color Amen on the palette. And like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and pat this all over my lid to set that primer. After I set the primer, I'm going to go ahead and go into this brown color right here. I would say the name, but I know I'm going to totally slaughter it, so there's absolutely no point. It's just this little brown, warm tone brown with like a little bit of orange. And using a Morphe's brush M441 as an all-over transition. And as you can see, these colors are extremely pigmented. I am a really big fan of the Kat Von D formulas. Kat Von D and perhaps Makeup Forever are one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. I mean, they have various formulas, but I just mean it in general, the products, everything about them. Kat Von D and Makeup Forever, I would say, definitely are worth the purchase. They're obviously a little bit above the, like, you know, drugstore prices, but I think it's totally worth the investment in their products. I am bringing it all the way up to my brow only because I wanted to kind of like have that smooth transition up rather than having it just like finish around here and that's it. I want to go ahead and make sure that it goes a little bit in towards the brow and everything is just nicely blended in and working together. So now that I've officially built up the color up to the intensity that I personally wanted, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with Crucifix, which is this dark brown right here. I'm going in with the Morphe M433 brush. I am going to grab it by the tip a little and start adding this color at the outer corner of my eye. Just using tapping motion to first lay out the color. And then very slowly and gently, I am in circular motions blending out the color that I just laid out. So since I wanted a bit more of that buildup, I found it a lot easier to just go ahead and go in with the Morphe E20 brush, which is the same brush that I used to set my lid. I just literally went into Crucifix and tapped all of that in. Since I'm going for more of that grungy type look, I am adding the color by simply patting it in, and it is so much more easy to just have that layout of color because it's staying exactly where I want it and it's building up perfectly fine. And all I will be doing is just going back in with that same Morphe M441 brush and going back into that light brown color and simply easily blending only the outer corners out in circular motion, bringing it outward. I do have, and I do always recommend to have a little piece of paper out, a little towel, because I like to go ahead and clean out my brush as I'm going, only so that darkness doesn't mix up with that brown and everything is nice and blended out. For example, I cleaned it out, so now I'm going back in so that brown, that light brown doesn't get like lost within that dark brown. So that's exactly why I personally like to go back in and wipe off that color excess on my brush. So once I find that I have the blend that I want and the amount of dark brown that I want as well. As you can see, I went ahead and added a little bit more right here, and all I'm going to be doing is blending that outward, cleaning my brush, and blending out the outer corners. So the color that I will be going in with on my lid is Ministry, and it is this beautiful, beautiful blue right here. It's like an electric type of blue. So I'm going to be going ahead and applying this with a Kylie Cosmetics brush and damping it just a little bit with a little bit of the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, just a little bit. And going directly in with Ministry and applying it on my lid. Ooh, wow. So this color is seriously giving me life. That's beautiful. So since I did damp the brush, the color is going to go ahead and come out more vibrant, more intense. And all I'm doing is just kind of patting that color inward, making sure I get the most pigment out of it as possible. And I'm bringing this only slightly above my crease area to have it blended upward. But what I'm going to be doing is going back in with that same transition brush and lightly, ever so lightly, like barely even touching, blending out those edges of the blue to make sure everything's nice and just kind of like pushed together in, blended nicely, kind of give you that grungy type effect. The next color that I will be going in with is this beautiful yellow gold, this one right here. And I will be going in with a Morphe M322 brush and spritzing a little bit more of that Morphe mist, and with the tip adding it straight into the tear duct and bringing it inward just a tiny bit with circular motion and covering a little bit up. Remember, it's okay to go back in with that blue and doing the absolute same on the other side. And let me just say that this yellow is intense. Like, it's coming out so beautiful. And I want these two to overlap a tiny bit. I mean, it is intense. Like, I'm not even putting pressure on the pan to pick up color, and it is just all coming out. So since I did mention that I wanted to go ahead and get back to my color roots, I am gonna go in with, yes, a yellow liner. So this is the Inglot gel liner in 84, and it's yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as my liner, and the liner brush that I will be using is a MAC Cosmetics 263 angled liner brush with the Inglot yellow liner. So I will be starting off with a little bit and working my way, since I do have a very intense color on my lid right now. So when you are working with lighter liners over darker shadows, it's best to just do one swipe and then clean off the brush and then go back in. You don't want to go ahead and smudge those colors together and just end up making the liner darker. So normally you want to go ahead and lay out that color that you just got and then simply wipe it off and go back in with more. So basically, you have to go ahead and build it up little by little, as you could see. And even after this, I will clean it up and I'll go ahead and add even more. And I will be going in with the Inglot number 77, which is just the black Inglot liner, the gel liner. Go ahead and do one line right under that yellow liner. I'm gonna make it an ombre type of effect where it starts black and then it just leads up to that yellow. So going back in with a different angled brush, I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of the black on the palette. A little bit of the black, which is this one right here. And gently start adding that right over the black liner that we just applied. Simply because we're going to go ahead and create that smoked out effect. Very gently to make sure I don't go too over the yellow. And with a Smith 256, with only the tip, I will be grabbing a little bit of that black and ever so slightly smudging it through. So now that you've already officially layered those liners on and went ahead and ombre'd your liner, the easy part is done. The hard part is making sure both your liners come out the same. So now I'm going to go ahead and do this side and just
give a little short prayer and hope that these lines are both equally as fucking bomb.
So we're going to go ahead and start off with that yellow inglot liner. So as you guys can see, I went ahead and added the base, which was for the liner. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add that one line that you need under with that black liner. So with that same angled brush that I went with earlier, I'm going to go ahead and grab in a little bit more black and tap over all the liner and blend it out. And now with that Smith brush, only by the tip, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my lid, or my eye, and just hold it back so it's easier for me to go ahead and blend out the liner. So for the under eye, I will be going in with the same colors, that light brown, and then I will be going and adding a bit of that black, and just in the waterline, I will be going and adding the yellow inglot liner. So since I am going for more of that grungy look, I won't be fully shading in my brows, but I will be using a tinted brow gel. This one's by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's in color brunette. Looks like this. And I'm going to be basically filling in my brows, since it is a tinted brow gel, with this rather than fully filling them in with a pencil. So I'm just going to be brushing them out upward, just to make sure it kind of fills in those gaps where I have a bit of sparse areas. And then brushing fully upward to get that grungy brow look, as you can see right there. And doing the same on the other brow. Brushing outward, filling in, and then brushing upward to sparse out the brow. So now I have that very grungy brow look. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the look that I was trying to go for, something colorful with a bit of blue. I was meaning to go ahead and play with color, period. I hadn't been so inspired to play with color. I was kind of just keeping it on the safe side with just the basic, you know, a little bit of brown, call it a day type of looks. If you guys are really interested in seeing any more other color looks, or there's a specific color you guys want to go ahead and see, don't hesitate to go ahead and comment down below. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It's going to be on either or one of these little corners right here. If you guys do want to be notified whenever I do go ahead and upload a new video, don't forget to turn on the bell notification that's on the top corner of your page. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.